If you're dreaming of living and working in Australia, you need to hear this right now. Australia is cracking down hard on permanent residency visas starting in 2025, with stricter rules, fewer spots, and tougher requirements that could completely change your migration plans. Don't miss out on the crucial updates that could make or break your chance to get permanent residency. Stay tuned, because what I'm about to share could save you months, even years of waiting and uncertainty.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're thinking about moving to Australia or are already working on your permanent residency application, you've got to know about the big strict changes coming in 2025. These new rules will make things tougher and more competitive, so it's super important to stay informed. Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want more updates like this. Also, feel free to drop your questions in the comments. I read all of them and love helping out. Now, let's get started. So first, some context. Australia has been reviewing its migration settings, especially around skilled migration, student visas, employer sponsorship, and permanent residency pathways. The government says it wants to better align visas with actual labor market needs, protect wages, and make the system more sustainable. With that in mind, the changes coming in 2025 are significant. In this video, we'll cover the major reforms, what sectors and visa streams are most affected, how the points and thresholds shift, changes to student and graduate visas, family visa updates, and tips for prospective applicants. By the end, you should have a clearer roadmap of how to approach your application in the light of 2025 rules. Let's begin with skilled and employer-sponsored visa changes. One of the biggest reforms is the introduction of a unified core skills occupation list called CSOL. Previously, there were several occupation lists that categorized occupations in different ways. From July 1, 2025, those will be replaced with CSOL, a single consolidated list of priority occupations for skilled migration, employer sponsorship, and other streams. If your job is not on this list, you might no longer qualify under many skilled or employer-sponsored visas. This means check in early whether your occupation makes the cut. Next, income thresholds and salary thresholds are rising. From July 1, 2025, the temporary skilled migration income threshold will jump to AUD 76,515. Also, the specialist skills income threshold is set at AUD 141,210. These thresholds matter because employers sponsoring workers must meet these pay levels, and visa applicants need these to map into certain streams. For employer nomination and sponsorship visas like Subclass 186 or 494, these changes mean sponsors must pay more. Also, faster pathways to PR are being considered in some cases. For example, under the new Skills in Demand structure. Speaking of skills in demand visas, these are new visa streams designed to replace or restructure older employer-sponsored visas like TSS, the Temporary Skill Shortage Visa. The Skills in Demand visa is divided into streams. The core skills stream, where applicants must meet the CSOL requirement and the temporary skilled migration income threshold level. The specialist skills stream for high-paying positions with less rigid occupation rules, and possibly labor agreements or regional or sector-specific streams for roles that are in critical demand. The Skills in Demand visa aims to simplify employer sponsorship, reduce red tape, but also tighten standards so that only genuinely in-demand skills qualify. Faster processing is promised, for instance, 7 days in some cases for core skills and 21 days for specialist skills, though real-world delays may persist. One big change is that applications lodged before July 1, 2025 generally remain under the old rules, so those in the pipeline aren't immediately affected by the new salary thresholds or list changes. This grandfathering helps protect people already waiting. Now, let's talk about points test reforms and PR streams like Subclass 189, 190, and 491. In 2025, the point system is being reworked.
More weight is given to younger applicants, advanced degrees, Australian qualifications, and relevant experience in high-demand fields. At the same time, applicants over 40 will see their chances reduced. Also, occupations outside of the seesaw may no longer be eligible. Because of that, many applicants will need to reassess their competitiveness. For instance, if your field isn't on seesaw, you might need to change your occupation if possible, gain further qualifications, or consider regional nomination options. In addition, skilled independent visa subclass 189 places have been reduced. The 2025 to 2026 Permanent Migration Program allocates only 16,900 places for subclass 189, down from over 30,000 in previous years. That tightening makes competition fiercer. Other streams like state nomination or regional visas may get more emphasis. There is also discussion of a national innovation visa aimed at attracting top global talent in research, tech, arts, and science. This could offer a parallel or alternative entry route for high achievers. Turning now to student and graduate visa changes, since many PRI aspirants start there. From January 2025, student visa applicants must submit confirmation of enrollment, not just an offer letter at time of submission. This change is meant to ensure only committed students apply. As of July 2025, student visa fees rise sharply from odd $1,600 to odd $2,000, a 25% increase. Other visa application charges for skilled, family, and other visas also increase modestly, about 3%, in line with CPI adjustments. Graduate and post-study work visas, subclass 485, also have stricter conditions. The age limit is lowered to 35 in many cases. English requirements are raised to IELTS 6.5 overall with minimum band scores, and visa fees increase. Also, some rights and pathways from the graduate visa to PR may be narrowed, especially for oversubscribed or low-demand fields. Importantly, visa switching rules tighten. Holders of visitor visas, graduate visas, or maritime crew visas often cannot switch onshore to a student visa. Also, onshore visa hopping or chain switching may be curtailed. The reforms also attach stronger genuine student and student intention tests, stricter financial evidence, and English test thresholds. For example, more proof of funds may be required. Another change is working rights during study might be adjusted. In some proposals, non-priority fields may lose some flexibility, while priority sectors like STEM, health, and tech may retain more freedom. Shifting to family and partner and parent visa changes. Processing times for partner visas are expected to reduce. Where previously many partner visas took 18 months or more, under the new framework, 75% of applications are promised to finalize within 15 months. Also, the application process for partner visas is being streamlined. Instead of separate stages, temporary then permanent, a single-step application may become standard to ease the burden. Child visas remain uncapped, meaning children can still join family without new caps. Parent visas remain highly constrained, though. Contributory parent visas will see higher fees but faster processing, maybe 3 years instead of 5 or more. Non-contributory parent visas will likely remain backlogged with waits of 10 or more years. A new temporary parent visa of 3 or 5 years is being introduced in some proposals, offering a limited stay but with possibility to transition to permanent. Another new route is the Pacific Engagement Visa, which strengthens Australia's ties with Pacific nations by providing pathways for citizens of Pacific countries. This is part of Australia's regional diplomatic and migration strategy. Let's not forget migration program planning and caps. The Permanent Migration Program for 2025 to 2026 is confirmed at 185,000 places, the same as previous years. Within that, the skill stream gets about 132,200 places, or 71%, family stream about 52,500, and special eligibility about 300. This shows Australia isn't expanding overall intake, but rebalancing focus. Within that allocation, skilled independent visas subclass 189 have been reduced to 16,900 to tighten supply and make selection more competitive. Because of the stricter rules and limited skilled places, applicants will feel more pressure to strengthen their profiles or shift toward employer or nomination pathways rather than relying solely on independent points. Many will need to rely on state nomination or regional options. So putting it all together, here are key challenges and strategies for applicants under 2025 rules. Challenges include if your occupation is not included in CSOL, your eligibility may collapse. Higher salary thresholds mean fewer low or mid-paid roles qualify for sponsorship. Competition intensifies because skilled independent quotas shrink. Stricter English, age, education requirements raise the bar. Student and graduate pathways become more constrained. Financial burden increases as visa application fees go up. Family and parent pathways remain slow and expensive. Strategies and tips include checking your occupation against CSOL as early as possible. If yours is off the list, consider a switch if possible, training or relocation to a regional or state list. Strengthen your profile by aiming for advanced degrees, extra work experience in high-demand areas, better English scores, and Australian work experience if possible. Target employer sponsorship carefully by finding employers willing to meet new salary floors and support nomination under skills in demand or other streams. Consider state nomination and regional visas by working in regions and targeting state priority occupations, as states sometimes have more flexible criteria. Apply early under old rules if you can, since if your application or nomination is lodged before July 1, 2025, you may be protected from some changes. Budget carefully for visa fees, English tests, documentation, and potential relocation costs. Stay updated by monitoring announcements, following official Migration Department updates, and consulting a migration agent. For students and graduates, choose priority and in-demand fields, aim for Australian study, gain work experience in those sectors, and prepare for stricter rules around English and financial evidence. For family and partner applicants, be ready for deeper scrutiny and prepare strong relationship evidence well in advance. Before wrapping up, a few caveats and what to watch out for. Everything I've said is based on proposed or announced changes, and actual implementation may differ or details may be refined. Many changes take effect from July 1, 2025, especially for new applications or nominations. Existing cases may remain under old rules in many respects. Some streams, special exemptions, or transitional arrangements might exist for particular sectors, critical skills, or regional programs. Migration agents, state governments, and specific visa subclasses may have additional sub-rules or criteria. Always refer to the Australian Department of Home Affairs website or authorized migration professionals for final guidance. To close, the 2025 changes mark a stricter era for Australia PR and migration. The government is tightening thresholds, focusing on occupations of real demand, reducing independent quotas, and raising the bar across the board. Applicants need to be more strategic, better prepared, and nimble in navigating these reforms. It's not impossible, but the margin for error is smaller now. If you're planning to apply, it encourages you to start early, check all criteria, consider employer sponsorship or state paths, and build as strong a profile as possible. Thanks so much for watching. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for all the latest Australia visa updates, and share it with friends or family planning to migrate. If you have any questions or want to share your experience, leave a comment below. I'm here to support you every step of the way. See you in the next video, and good luck with your migration journey.